Hello, my name is Alexis Hebert. I'm a lawyer in the Real Estate and Development Group at Nelligan O'Brien Payne in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm here to talk to you today about a real estate lawyer's role in a residential resale purchase transaction. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned veteran just adding another multi-unit dwelling to your real estate portfolio, your lawyer will play a pivotal role in the process. I've decided to canvass 3 major topics that your lawyer should be doing with you. The first major topic I'd like to discuss is communication with your lawyer. It's essential that there be proper communication between you and your lawyer. This communication goes both ways. The purchaser ought to tell the lawyer everything they know about the property, and the lawyer ought to be asking many questions about the property right from the outset. Examples of the types of questions a lawyer should be asking his or her client are the following. What type of property is it? What is the intended use of the property? What is the current use of the property? Are there any unusual site conditions to the property? How many units are in the property? Basically, there's no set list of what types of questions a lawyer should be asking his or her client. Another major item a lawyer should be canvassing with his or her client is how that client wants to assure his or her title to the property. There are not many options available here, but still important decisions need to be made, whether to obtain a lawyer's opinion on title or if title insurance is the best option. Discussions with your lawyer are the only way to figure this out. The questions and answers that I just canvassed with you are certainly not an exhaustive list of the types of questions and answers that a lawyer should be discussing with his or her client. At the end of the day, the type of property and its location will dictate the exact type of questions and answers that should be going back and forth between the client and the lawyer. But it shows the importance of having those types of conversations with the lawyer so they can ascertain what types of issues could come up, what they're dealing with, and how to deal with them. In my opinion, communication is one of the keys to the process. The second major task that the lawyer should be undertaking is the due diligence. Obviously, the purchaser is not directly involved with this, although depending on the type of property again, the purchaser can be involved with this process, and that should be strictly outlined in the retainer with the lawyer to ensure that there is no confusion as to whom is doing what. In short, the due diligence that the lawyer undertakes is to ensure that the property being transferred to his or her client is free and clear of all liens, encumbrances, or third-party interests that would adversely affect the client's interest in the property. The lawyer will conduct various off-title and on-title searches. Examples of on-title searches are providing information to the client as to what type of agreements are registered on title, if there are any rights-of-ways, restrictions, easements, and agreements that would adversely affect the client's interest in the property, or at the very least informing the client as to the contents of the agreements, so the client can make an informed decision whether or not these are acceptable to him or her. Depending on the type of property you're dealing with and its location, there could be very few to very many off-title searches. Examples of these off-title searches are zoning compliance searches, fire department work order searches, conservation authority searches, if it's a unique type of property on a body of water or abutting a wetland, for example. But again, all these off-title searches very much depend on the type of property you're purchasing and its location, and again, unusual site conditions. The third major task that the lawyer should be undertaking with you is the document preparation. Here, the lawyer will prepare all the documents that are required to protect your interest in the property, and will meet with you prior to closing to sign those documents. If financing is being obtained, your lawyer will also work with your lender to ensure that all the proper documents are signed and executed prior to closing, and that these get registered on the day of closing to protect the bank's interest. Here, there will be a dual retainer. Your lawyer will be acting for the bank and will be acting for the purchaser. Once you have met with your lawyer prior to closing to sign all the closing documents, you will be giving authority to your lawyer to register all these documents on your behalf on the day of closing to make the process more simple for you. At the end of the day, all you'll need to do is come back to your lawyer's office and pick up the keys on the day of closing. One tip I would like to leave with you today is, when does your lawyer really need to get involved in the process? This will depend on what type of transaction you're dealing with. If you're just buying a residential home, More often than not, the lawyer will only get involved after the agreement of purchase and sale is signed and will have nothing to say about the agreement itself. A tip for all of you out there: why not make that agreement of purchase and sale conditional upon lawyer review? It would be a good opportunity for your lawyer to look at the agreement and inform you whether all your interests are properly protected or not. In a more complex real estate purchase transaction, such as the multi-unit dwelling purchase, your lawyer will more often than not be involved in the drafting of the agreement of purchase and sale. This will ensure that you've obtained proper legal advice right from the outset, and there should be less surprises heading to closing. I hope this general outline of the 3 major tasks that a real estate lawyer will help you with in a resale purchase transaction has helped enlighten you as to what the lawyer's role is in the process. If you have more specific questions or wish to retain our services to assist you in the purchase of real estate, please don't hesitate to take a look at our website at neligan.ca or give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. I'm Alexis Hebert, a lawyer in the Real Estate and Development Group at Neligan O'Brien Payne in Ottawa, Ontario.